What's up, everybody? We're back again. Discuss TNA IMPACT Wrestling. Huge night last night for TNA and Joe Hendry as he appeared as the open challenger, I guess that's the word, for Randy Orton. Joe Hendry faced Randy Orton. He got one of the pops of the night. Everyone sang his song. It's one of those weird things to me, like, Gary, you can answer, like, remember when AJ came out for the first time and like everyone went insane? I was thinking like, okay,
Yeah.
where does everyone know him from? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the thing is, Jay, what I don't notice like right off the bat, like people could say TNA don't get the numbers and no one really watches their product, their numbers aren't that great with access and stuff, but like if you notice, everybody knows that theme song, like the car. They were actually singing it throughout the huge venue, the 8,000 plus in attendance.
Yeah. So a lot of people were, or maybe not a lot. Some people. Well, yeah. To be fair, I think it'd be fair to say a lot of people are complaining about the saying Hendry got squashed or whatever. Now let me just first read some words from. Ready? Joe Hendry is awesome, and I got a chance to meet him at the Rumble. I thought he did excellent at the Rumble, and I thought he was brilliant last night. That's John Cena on Pat McAfee. He went on, 'cause I can't play it right now, but Cena said he came up to me after the Royal Rumble, and he was like, how do I capitalize on this? And Cena was like, you don't. He's like, you keep working and wait. And that's not his exact words, but I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying. Like, keep working and wait, and then look, he's at WrestleMania. Also, there was news that Jeff Hardy was very close to having that spot. What do you think about that, Gary?
I think that would have been just, if not bigger in terms of, because he does have all that time spent in WWE right well, would have been just as big, if not bigger.
Yeah.
But it was good to see Joe, a virtual rookie, if you will, on this biggest stage.
Totally.
Get this big opportunity, to face such a legend in Randy Orton. So
totally.
I'm not going to complain about the result. He got, an opportunity. He did the best, he had offered. So.
Yeah, Alan Shrage, I thought, made a good point from our group. He said he was showboating. He was.
Yeah.
He was at WrestleMania. He was excited. He was overly excited. He did the whole say his name thing. He turned around into an RKO. Like that's what Randy Orton does. Yeah. Like this wasn't it wasn't a 30-second match. It could have been so much worse, but still
Yeah, and you might want to mention too, it was a 20th year Randy Orton's been in the business or whatever.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
Kind of an indicative that you knew he wasn't going to, Joe Hendry wasn't going to go over such a monumental event for Randy.
Yeah, here. Even Cena, I'm sorry, I should have wrote it down, but Cena mentioned that too. Cena said, this is Randy Orton's 20th anniversary. He's like, he got to be, Randy Orton's opponent. It's like come on, you got to give respect to Randy Orton. I thought this was interesting. Justin LaBar said before the show happened, at this point, the opponent has to be a surprise. It can't be someone on the regular roster we know of, but this person has to lose to Randy. NXT talent or TNA talent? I'm going with TNA talent. And he kind of nailed it. Also, really funny, Sean Sapp posted that it was Sean Sapp was like, breaking news, it's Joe Hendry. You know what I mean? Like 5 minutes, as Joe Hendry was coming out to the ring.
Yeah, kind of like that time when was it PWI? I don't know. They did something. I think we were anticipating something else, and then they said CM Punk or something was at a hockey game or something.
Oh, yeah.
We thought he might show up in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Remember that? Kind of similar to that, but not on that level, obviously.
Yeah. Just want to point out, Joe Hendry was at the Royal Rumble. None of the fake insiders had a clue. WWE bought AAA this weekend. Nobody had a clue, except for Dave Meltzer, who tweeted about it right after it happened, saying this has been in the works for a long time. He never mentioned it, but it was. But now he's talking now he knows everything about it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to call that. Post reporting, I feel like they're inventing. Sorry.
You would have been all over that if AEW would have had their claws in
totally.
AEW.
But I think it's also, this is kind of crazy big news. I bet not many people are talking about it. WWE had actual reporters last night, like ESPN people.
Oh wow.
Like, I feel like they, like, you know what I mean? Like, they totally took AEW's thing, made it real and better, and whatever. It was really cool. Cena came out. I thought it was funny as hell. And he just sits down, right? And he's like, listen, so basically, I'm the face of the company again, and I have to, I respect all of you journalists and all this. So first question, go ahead. And he takes like 5 questions, no matter what. Like, some of the questions are really good. No matter what the question was, he says the same answer. That feels like a clickbait question, and I'm not going to answer that. That's disrespectful. like totally in character, you know what I mean? But it was such good acting. Like, he didn't break character at all. He went from being like, nice to everyone, like introducing himself, and then just giving them no. Like, I'm thinking, like, did these reporters know? Because again, these were actual reporters. Like, they talked to like Triple H and stuff afterwards, like ESPN people, and see they just like shit on them. But I mean, kayfabe, like, you know what I mean? I wonder if they knew.
Did you think Cody would retain, or did you think Cena would get the win? I thought Cena would get the win.
I thought he had to. Like, how do you turn Cena heel and then have him lose?
Yeah, I just didn't know if there'd be some chicanery or whatever, and like maybe Cena would blame The Rock, and then I see people complaining about that as well.
Yeah, no
Cena,
Rock.
No Rock showing up.
There's a lot of complaints about that match, and honestly, I don't know why. I mean, it wasn't great, but like, it was Cena versus Cody. Like, what do you expect? I think Cody's like so overrated. First of all,
Definitely.
I mean, Cena's great, but he was never like his only great matches were against guys like that. Basically,
definitely not a ring general.
Like his best matches were against people like Punk in his prime.
Yeah,
AJ, a little after his prime, but still, he's goddamn AJ. He's ridiculously good. Still, okay, really fast. This just came out. WWE. Part of TKO announces acquisition of leading Mexican lucha libre promotion AAA in partnership. This part seems interesting. In partnership with Mexico-based sports and entertainment holding company Phillip, Fillip. So it's funny. I was talking to someone. They were like, "No, WWE doesn't actually own them. It's a partnership. They're just saying that they own them." And now they're in a partnership with another Mexico place. I guess to keep it in Mexico.
I guess, but I don't know. It's like, to me, it feels pretty much all but in cement that WWE won't. I mean, I know they kind of want to have a foothold in Mexico, but all I ask for is they kind of capture the essence of what a lucha libre is all about, not try to make it about sports entertainment, more about the. I mean, I
think if you do a nice mix, it would be really hard. It would be really hard to do, but. Okay, we're going to get to Unbreakable, obviously. But before that, hang on, what else was there? Okay, Tommy Dreamer. I was like half asleep last night listening to Stevie Richards' podcast, right? Not his podcast, his, like one of those videos pop up.
Oh, okay.
And so
suggested videos or whatever.
So this one had Tommy Dreamer holding up a gun. And the headline is, Tommy Dreamer was actually going to do it. So I'm like, oh my God, I got to click this. You know what I mean? Now, have you heard the story that Tommy Dreamer was going to, I guess I'm going to say it, shoot Paul Heyman for real? Murder.
Oh, really?
Kill Paul Heyman live during WrestleMania 17.
No, I never heard that.
Then he would do his pose and shoot himself in the head.
Jeez.
Ready? Okay, I thought this was like a fake story.
Yeah.
Stevie Richards talked about it last night. He said, I believe in every bit, this is Stevie Richards' words, I believe in every bit of knowing Tommy Dreamer. He had every intention of doing this. He said he was so messed up because, like, Paul Heyman basically robbed him and a lot of other people. And the fact that he gets away with it is kind of insane. You know what I mean? Like,
I did remember them always saying that he kind of owed like a lot of the ECW alumni a big amount of money. But...
Yeah. So I mean, like, he must have been so bad because Stevie Richards was like, listen. I mean, listen. I feel like this is the most psychotic story ever, and I think Stevie Richards is even like, he was like smiling during the story a lot, and I'm like, why is he fucking smiling? It's just psychotic. And he's like, we're all in the bubble. He's like, we didn't really. He's like, we know Tommy's crazy and all that, but like, he's like, we didn't know at the time. Every dollar he had was into the company, all of his credit, his parents' credit, all of his parents' money, and he kept putting it into ECW, thinking that Heyman was like, listen, man, we're keeping it alive. I'm doing everything I can. Meanwhile, Heyman is sneaking in to get a job at WWE. And then Dreamer turns on television one night and he sees Heyman working on WWE as he's selling all of his shit to keep ECW going, and then he realized it was dead. You know what I mean? So supposedly he went insanely miserable. You know what I mean?
I know they did a lot of crazy things back when ECW, when they were trying to cut corners. I remember Paul Heyman saying he used to shoot things in his mom and dad's basement, promos and whatnot. And just like, wow, man, talk about dedication to your product,
Yeah. So he, again, Steve Richards said he was going to go he was going to go ahead with this. It's like a real thing. Like, this is Stevie Richards, his friend. And he kept saying, this is my friend. He's like, I'm so happy it didn't happen. He's like, I 100%, no, not 100%, whatever I said before. He's like, I believe Tommy would have done that. And you know what happened? The only reason he didn't do it is because of what Stevie Richards says. And I mean, I don't know why he would lie about this. He got a phone call from Jim Ross. A random phone call the day of WrestleMania. And he's like, listen, this never happens in life. So, like, he's like, listen, I think it was like, divine intervention or something. He's like, Jim Ross isn't calling people on the day of WrestleMania. He's like, Jim Ross called him and he said, listen, we're going to be using you more soon and like whatever else. So I don't know. Maybe Jim Ross got like wind of the story. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting.
But I mean, giving him a job after that, I mean.
Yeah.
And the fact that this dude got through this and then that Ric Flair thing. Teflon Tommy. Shit. Okay, so I had one more story, but Unbreakable. What did you think? Overall.
I'm going to go with that's what I'm going to go with, what I thought of it. But I'm going to say what I've seen a lot of people say, anywhere from a messy show to a really solid and great show. I would have to say I put it somewhere in that really solid, overly solid to great show.
Yeah, see, to me it was great because, I mean, I don't know if it's fair to say because I underestimated it, right? I didn't have like many expectations.
Yeah.
To me it was like a little special before Rebellion.
Yeah.
The big special. But it had some cool shit, like you said, we were talking before, the Barbed Wire Massacre. 20 minutes of just murder. Damn it, I keep saying murder. 20 minutes of, whatever.
Yeah, don't get me started about the LED rampway.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the first time we ever done anything like that I can ever remember TNA history. So
yeah, I sent Gary a picture. I don't think he was watching live, and I was like, check out the goddamn LED floors.
Yeah. You had a little bit of a this week's Stone. You can check that out. You got a stupid thing I come up with. But,
and I'll tell you what, before we
But I do as a TNA fan, I do appreciate their efforts they make to kind of please even us on the podcast, even if it maybe ain't intended for us. But
yeah,
kind of feels that way.
Yeah. Maclin. We talked about Maclin so much, how he does it. This should be his year or whatever. Then we found out Chris Bay was going to be there, and I think that threw us off a little. Because I think we thought Ace was going to win, but I mean, listen, I love Maclin winning. Fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I just thought it was a little weird with Ace. You got Bay there, and like Ace didn't win anything, and
I didn't know if they would pull it off with Maclin because they've done this kind of. They pulled him, put him close to that championship before, only to knock him down. But I'm glad that somebody in creative probably maybe they were listening to our podcast. I don't know. I know we've kind of been in the Maclin corner for months and hoping he'd get some kind of title, and luckily the international title came along, and Steve's was officially the first recipient of the title.
Yeah, I mean, former world champion, beat Eric Young. Just gonna kind of leave AJ Francis out of this. But, I'm sorry, you didn't. Did you mention it on this, or was it when we talked before that you said AJ Styles?
Oh, AJ Styles. Mentioned, and I guess in a recent interview, I don't know who it was with. I didn't really go into depth on that. But
Doesn't.
he mentioned that if he had one more match in TNA, he would like to face Kazarian. So maybe
How
there's
fucking perfect is that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and then Joe Hendry is been defeated at WrestleMania. Maybe this will be a way of writing him out of the heavyweight title because he is.
Kazarian has the friggin'. He's in the Rebellion main event. I mean, and listen, I've seen people bitching about Kazarian being in the main event. How fast are you all gonna shut up if it leads to AJ Styles versus? You know what I mean? If AJ talked to TNA and he's like, listen, you guys really want me to come back? Put the belt on Kazarian. That's why I want to wrestle my old fucking best friend. I would have no problem with that, just to get AJ back.
To Hendry's credit, Jay, we do have to implement that storyline that he has that torn rotator cuff.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
We can say that was the reason why Randy Orton did
totally,
beat him so easily.
Yep.
You know.
You can also, you can also use like the I don't know, maybe he's getting a big head after being in WrestleMania. Maybe the other way around.
Rookie.
The other way around, he feels bad because he was showboating and walked into an RKO.
Yeah, overconfident coming out of Unbreakable, getting the win over.
But again, I mean, I'm sorry, you can't complain about this. He lost to Randy goddamn Orton. He might be a top 5 all-time WWE. Oh, no, sorry. We mentioned this before. I didn't even realize this. Gary mentioned it. Kind of shocking since he's not the WWE guy. Ric Flair has 16? Cena has 17? Orton has 14. He's third with Triple H. He's tied. And guess what? Triple H, well, I was going to say Triple H isn't getting any more, but I can't say that.
Yeah, I know. Like, you never know if you get one or two more last week. You never know.
Okay, let's start with the pre-show, which I thought was very good, surprisingly.
Oh,
maybe it was because the people I liked won. Laredo defeated. The pre-show was Impact. Also, well, first I have to give him a little shit because this was like 5 straight hours of wrestling, which is AEW style. I get, they kind of had to do it, I guess, because they have the TV time that they have to air.
Oh yeah.
Also, I didn't have to watch this whole thing, but I kind of did because it was like the whole thing was a pre-show. So whatever. I just got really tired late, and as did a lot of people. Like we've seen I don't know. We haven't seen. Well, you saw. You saw people. A lot of people left. Like that's a thing. You know what I mean? Early, right?
I was anticipating Unbreakable so bad when it aired Thursday that I watched that first and went back and watched Thursday's episode. That's how much I was looking forward to Unbreakable. Okay.
Yeah. See, I was into. I don't know. Well, first I saw Laredo Kid, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So Laredo Kid defeated Jason Hotch with Tasha. Love it. Love Laredo. Zia defeated Jasmine Nix. I feel like that's really big.
Yeah.
Even though she did get some help from Rosemary. But whatever. Jasmine had Fallon Henley, goddamn former NXT Women's World Champion in her corner. Like, that's a big goddamn win for Zia. And again, that's one of... Wait, sorry.
And I wonder if that's going to make Zia turn heel, maybe? Or is Rosemary turning back face? I don't know. What's going on?
Did you think she was helping? Or like just messing with her head, you know what I mean?
I know.
Like I'll help you and I'll hurt you kind of thing?
Yeah, the weeks prior she'd been up in the stands and kind of like observing everything Zia. Like, I know she said prior weeks, like, you got an opportunity to get a win tonight and it's all there for you, but you need to focus. And I kind of feel like there's an agenda for it all. Like, I don't know, maybe she's going to try and convert her to being dark, like her. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm interested, though. That's cool. I mean, it's the first time in a while I'm interested in Rosemary, so cool. Ultimate X Qualifier, KC defeated Diener quickly. It was announced Diener's contract is ending on May 1st.
Yeah, like before the match, he offered him $500 if he'd want to walk away.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I don't know. I've given Diener crap. I mean, in the past, I give him a ton of love. Like, the guy does a lot of charity in real life. But I mean, I feel like we've been watching the same character for like so long, and now he does the crowd thing, and I feel like it's just so panderingly painful. But it does work.
Yeah. Did you notice? Seems seems like TNA's got a new sponsor in Bioflex.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be like that 5-hour energy thing we had back in the Impact
Oh,
Zone.
speaking of, how about the celebrities?
Oh yeah, Debbie Gibson, Chris Angel.
Chris, how's this idea? I already tagged Chris Angel and Matt Hardy. I don't know if anyone caught this after the show. Um, the Nemeth brothers received a letter out popped broken Matt Hardy, inviting them to the compound.
It seemed like we said something about the compound.
Yeah, totally. I think we said, like, I'd love to see fucking Ryan in the compound. So that's happening. Shit, that might be this week. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is this week. That probably is this week.
Yeah, or the tapings, you mean?
Oh, no, that might be you think they're saving that for Rebellion?
Oh, okay. You think it's going to be okay. Well, even better. Yeah, give me more reason to want to watch Rebellion.
Yeah, because there's no tag match set, right?
Not sure.
Nope, don't think so. I'll make sure, though. Okay, so then Casey gets in. Love it. He's like a perfect X Division guy to me. And then Gigi Dolan and Tatum defeated Heather and Maggie, which I thought was totally cool. Gigi and Tatum, they're like pretty big NXT stars right now. God damn it. I don't want to say are they the number one contenders for the women's tag titles? I think they might be.
Yeah, I would honestly say I would put them over the other Jakara Jackson. I feel like Jakara and
these two are like big stars.
I feel like the other two are kind of green a little bit, kind of like
they are.
One. Very much like Savannah Evans a little bit. Bigger one.
They're kind of, and they're pretty much in the same spot in NXT. Yeah. They're pretty much the bottom of NXT.
Oh, okay.
So Danny, and then again, shocking. Danny Luna with Jody Threat defeated Jakara Jackson. 7 minutes.
Oh wow!
Like, so that's they went 2-1 against NXT on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
That's kind of interesting to know. Like, I noticed some people have been saying Lasha's like getting like nothing but crickets as champion, which I kind of see what you're saying. Like,
she doesn't have a character.
Why isn't Danny Luna being elevated into that spot? Somebody was saying.
Eventually, I think.
You know what I mean?
She's a character. You know what I mean? Like or.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because she's a power wrestler and, she can pretty much face anybody in there.
Talking about a character. How about in TNA, We Walk This Way from Elijah? I thought that was awesome. I was like singing along by the second.
I didn't know where it was going, and I was thinking Walk This Way. I thought, I don't know, I just all of a sudden thought Run DMC was going to kick in.
It was just so fucking catchy. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're totally setting that up, you know what I mean? Because he's teaming with Hendry this week. Like, it's totally... He's a bad guy. Yeah, he's totally a bad guy. He wants Hendry's spot. They're too similar, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then whoever's in production is giving you the sing-along lyrics along with it, so if you're not...
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, they did it. They did it on the Tron, I think, at the Unbreakable, and then they did it on screen, while he was in the ring, so...
Okay, and then Brian Myers defeated... Damn it, hang on.
Lee Dan Slater.
Yeah, I thought that was a little odd.
Yeah, again, I think he's
good for the system, but yeah.
Yeah. That's another one that it's a head scratcher, but I still think he's going to become the X Division champion in Ultimate X. I got this feeling they're gonna they keep harping on it. Possibly.
Yeah, I know. But why not give him more momentum? Like, let him win this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's one thing with Ultimate X. It doesn't make any sense. So I've seen him give them the person the belt that had no momentum. It makes no.
Not a fan. Yeah, they did. Nah, to be fair, it's like a TNA thing. Yeah. I don't think they don't really plan too much ahead with the momentum, but whatever. So the main show, Eric Young defeats JDC and Zachary Wentz. Really good opening match, I thought. 9 minutes. Maybe.
Yeah, JDC was kind of over here at a little bit. He was getting a little bit of the band.
Oh, I think he's from Vegas.
Oh, okay.
That might be why. But I mean, or he's just whatever. You know what I mean? He's Fandango. People still friggin'.
Yeah.
It's the WWE power. And then Maclin defeats Ace and Eddie. To me, this was the main event. Whoever won this match was... I said this, I think I might have said this last week. Whoever won this match was winning the entire thing, and that's exactly what happened. I just think I still think this should have been the main event, though. You know what I mean? Like Ace and Eddie against Maclin is better than AJ Francis and Eric Young. I mean, I love Eric Young, but who's he beaten recently?
I think it was what it was, Jay, is we knew already that AJ Francis had already advanced, and he was being kind of a bit of a lazy heel, kind of just playing like what they in Vegas. He goes, "I'm here, and I'm going to buy this property." And I've already punched my ticket. All I got to do is beat 2 other guys.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, and it's a good easy angle way to he loses. He was whatever. Say he was partying too hard. Moose.
Maclin Edwards and Austin match was just under 10 minutes in length.
Yeah, I thought this was great. I think that was my match of the night.
The Maclin Edwards.
Yeah, like there's a few things where Maclin's he's so much better than people give him credit for. How about Sidney Akeem?
I'm sold on him. I thought
holy shit. Okay, first of all, did you know anything about him before seeing him?
No, we might want to mention this is when we got Sean Merriman, I think, right?
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah.
On commentary.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, like I
totally forgot about him.
Yeah, we've had him in here at TNA before, but I wouldn't mind him on as a third man. He knew wrestling. He was pretty good.
He sounds like really into it. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't there to play around. It sounded like he was there to get a fucking job. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, maybe we will get him, or maybe Raywald is thinking. I mean, he does have other commentary jobs. He even mentioned it, different promotions.
Goodbye. That's what I say. I mean, again, I don't dislike the human. I've said since day one, I like to see him in the ring. He just doesn't have a good voice for it, but whatever. So Moose beats Akeem in 9 minutes, which was really fun. This dude, I don't know much about him other than he's an indie dude, and he was probably all elite for a few minutes of his life.
Can you imagine him and Leon Slater in a one-on-one encounter?
Or a tag team. But I mean, definitely. I mean, and I'm thinking he's got to be signed, or else he wouldn't have had a 9-minute match with Moose.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, I'm watching the match. I'm like, all right, this guy's gonna get, this is a squash.
Yeah, and then you put him in there against Moose.
I mean, Moose is literally, is one of the faces of TNA, top 2-3 faces of TNA. Like most powerful, whatever. Then you got Santana and the Hardys defeating Mustafa and the Nemitz. I didn't love it, but I mean, goddamn, the Hardys are so freaking over. It's so funny. The crowd wasn't that great, but they're always loud for them.
Yeah, I thought we might get Ali's team to pull off an upset here.
Yeah,
because I figured, Nemeth brothers are really, I don't know, they're kind of a dangerous tag team because, they have a very good way of getting under the Hardys' skin, and Mustafa is very, he can beat anybody on a given night.
Yeah, plus I think it would have been better giving the Nemitz a win over the Hardys in a way.
Yeah,
to make it somewhat believable. I mean, listen, I don't care how they book this. There's no chance in hell the Hardys can beat. I mean, I'm sorry, the Hardys can lose to the Nemitz, unless it's like a broken thing where Matt glitches out or some shit when he's broken. And then Joe Hendry and Masha defeated Kazarian and Tessa, which again I thought should have went the other way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because now I kind of think this looks like, to me, I know we were talking about how Tessa's not on any posters. Or
a little scary. Yeah, that's kind of. I don't know if that's news, but she's not on any posters after Rebellion.
But Kazarian and Tessa were on the losing end, so maybe they're going to go the other way, and maybe Kazarian wins and Tessa wins. So.
Yeah, I mean, listen, graphic could change. It could be anything. Maybe she's not re-signed yet. Maybe she's, who the hell knows?
I mean,
could just be the goddamn graphic. You know what I mean? But it scares me a little because I just love Tessa so god. She's so freaking good. It's unbelievable. Sammy and Mance, I have seen total opposite opinions on this one. People hated it, or they loved it. You loved it, I know.
This was my match of the night. I haven't said that about a Sammy match in a long time, but I thought I thought
Totally.
Sammy and Mance got together, said let's put on a show, and they nailed the home run.
Yeah.
Match for me.
I mentioned this a lot, how Sammy was the wrestler of the year 2 years in a row. And then it was like he didn't put on a good match for like a year. And I was like, what the hell? Or whatever, maybe 2 years. Like, whenever he was hurt, that doesn't count, obviously. But, yeah, this is what he is now, I guess. You know, like, he's not going to put on like he couldn't hang with Tessa, you know what I mean, at this point in his career. But he could be an awesome... I think he just has to have that one opponent that he can work well, at this point. Well, like, he's got to be... This is his thing. He's got to do hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
That was one reason I wanted a hardcore title. I just thought it would have been good for Sammy and whoever else. But also, whatever. Maybe we'll talk about this after, but it's just too many titles.
Oh, on the show? Or you mean in the
adding the international title. Is that too much?
No, I don't think so, because I see different companies, they have as many of as TNA. Like, somebody was mentioned NWA has like an hour show, and they have like too many as it is.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't want to fall into that. I don't want to fall into that. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to. Like,
they already struggle with the women's tag division.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would sooner them drop the women's tag division championship and keep this international thing. It'd be kind of like our version of the Intercontinental, and then you could kind of keep it separate from the X division.
Yeah, again, it's so not needed. It's just so not needed.
Yeah.
NXT doesn't have tag titles for the women. They use when they get, like right now, the top NXT girls are the number one contenders for the main women's titles. And again, I'm pretty sure it's...
maybe if you wanted to bring in some other women, maybe have a Continental, maybe for the women, like a maybe a TV title for the women or something. That would be fine.
Yeah. Or if they get a second show.
Yeah, or something. Or have it on a podium or something.
Yeah, if they get a second show, then sure, definitely. And then that was it, the main event, which we, I think, talked about already.
Yep.
Maclin defeats Francis, Eric Young, 14 minutes. Another really good match. Like, I don't know, I really enjoyed the three-ways.
And how cool was that title? I haven't mentioned you.
Oh, yeah, really nice looking title, yeah.
Gay held back in the day.
And then you mentioned something like, because I said, is it, like, going to clash or whatever, you know what I mean? Because isn't everything else they do red?
Yeah, somebody had mentioned they wondered if they went with the blue because of the ocean, the being different parts of the world, travel to different parts of the world. Like, I don't know wherever this title's going to go to. Who knows? Depends on where Anthem wants to send the talent or whatever. I'd imagine we'll probably visit Australia again and the UK. Any place we have to go to for a plane or whatever.
Sorry, here's another one. Triple H sees bright future for Joe Hendry. Okay, here's the AJ on the TNA Hall of Fame update. There was a time they wanted me to come in and be in the TNA Hall of Fame. I just thought it was a little disrespectful at the time to WWE to go into the TNA Hall of Fame. I want to go into the Hall of Fame when I'm done with wrestling. I think that's more appropriate. There are a lot of places I've wrestled, and I'm very thankful I could be in any Hall of Fame. I'm going to wait until I'm done. I mean, I think people made like a big deal of that, like it was like he was being a dick to TNA, but I totally agree. Like, why would you be in a friggin'?
No, a lot of TNA fans feel that way. I know a lot of people say, why should he go into any Hall of Fame when he can still go?
And then what if he was in the Hall of Fame and then he came back and had this Kazarian match? I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal, but you know what I mean.
You don't want to fall into that bracket like a Flair retirement where he says he's going to retire and then he comes back and did he do that with TNA? He
then he shows up.
Marco,
Flair. I mean, I can't even. Flair.
Yeah,
I can't.
You know what?
Breaking news.
So you take up on the basket, I guess.
Kazarian and Ryan Nemeth will throw out the ceremonial first pitches before the UC Irvine game tomorrow. That's pretty cool. Just looking around for any other things.
I guess it's better than Joe Hendry with a rotator cuff.
Chris Bay.
Okay. Oh, yeah, can't forget.
Shit, yeah, I almost got Chris Bay. Because again, I'm reading off my fault, everyone. I'm reading off my own results, where I just do matches. So, yeah, I mean, I think I had something in there about Bay. I mean, I put the whole his whole speech up there. It was awesome. He came out. Was it a countdown or during Unbreakable? It was like it was kind of out of nowhere. He just came out. He's
it had to been an Unbreakable because they were in Vegas.
He walked out on his own, which again, incredible. This guy was fucking paralyzed months ago, not a year ago, months. I had this whole thing where he was gonna, like, I don't know, screw Ace or something, but obviously he's way too far away from doing anything like that. You know what I mean? But to me, it's like, well, this dude's unstoppable. Who knows? You know what I mean? He could do anything.
Yeah, you never know. You know.
And like he said it, he's like, he just thanked everyone. He's like, and again, he keeps saying the greatest story ever told. I think he's writing a book on it. He mentioned, or he's like, keeping track of everything, and then like he plans on coming back, and that'll be the greatest story ever told when he wins a title or something.
Yeah,
maybe he heads over to WWE. You know what I mean? Gets a huge WrestleMania moment or something, kind of like, yeah, totally. So, oh my god, so emotional. Like the way people talk about this guy, like he seems like he's the nicest human in wrestling. Like,
yeah, there's not nothing you don't like about the guy. Like, you respect his hard work and his dedication, and he's very underrated on the mic. I know a lot of people said he's kind of a more of a quiet acting guy, but he's pretty good on the mic too.
Yeah. We talked about this show, right? The benefit show they had for him. Pretty sure we talked about it last week. And Killer Cross was there. And I just got to mention, because Killer Cross, oh my god, he gave an absolutely amazing promo after WrestleMania. I have it on Wrestle Voice. You can check it out. It's kind of hard to find, so check Wrestle Voice. I need the money. Thank you. But like he's been working with AJ, right? Like he's trying to get AJ to basically, turn to the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, AJ, you gotta stop this goody thing. Where's it getting you and whatever. So AJ ends up losing to Paul. What the fuck's his name? First name, whatever. One of the Pauls, Logan Paul. So he comes. So friggin' after. So like Cross was standing there and he was about to hand him. He wanted to hand them like shit. What do you call them? The fucking things you put it in on your fucking knuckles. Brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles.
I'm pretty sure it was brass knuckles, something like that. Whatever it was, he wanted to use a foreign object to finish the match because the ref was out or whatever it was. And AJ, AJ does, the whole, no, I'm the good guy thing. I think he knocked him out or whatever it was. Goes in the ring, loses the match. So Cross comes down afterwards, and it looked like it was just totally real. Like he comes down as they're doing like the post show. He just sits down, grabs the mic. Yeah, what's up, everybody? So, and then he just goes off with like a 5 to 8 minute nonstop promo about how, oh yeah, I'm really happy. This guy who, pops in because he's famous on YouTube or whatever gets to beat, AJ Styles on the biggest, you know what I mean? He's like, and all of this because Alan, that's AJ Styles' first name. Alan wouldn't listen to me. And then he keeps getting louder and louder. And then he starts, Alan didn't listen to me. And this company doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, he just went totally insane. And then Scarlett pops in, and she's like, we have 25 years of experience between us. And then Cross is like, and you know what they do with it? Nothing. It's just insane. It was so great.
Seems like they let the wrestlers kind of go off cuff here a lot.
Totally, yeah.
Triple H than Vince.
Totally on the like people say, and then Scarlett even tweeted like, no matter what happens, we're glad we said what we said, but it's a total work. Like, you know what I mean? They would have cut him off like much earlier.
Yeah.
But like it's his ongoing feud with AJ, which is cool, and he's in. Yeah. It's two TNA guys. Maybe this can somehow cross over. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some. I'm sure that plan to do some kind of crossover with the two companies is not null and void. I'm pretty sure there's
really. Joe Hendry was literally just at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I don't know what else we can. How else we could say it's not null and void.
Not to end the year too. We ain't even halfway through the year, so.
Totally. Sorry, one more good tweet. Randy Orton sold for him in front of 80,000 people. He then had one of the most viral moments of the night. His face was everywhere. Theme song sung. stood on the ropes holding the TNA World title in the air at WrestleMania. Something never done before. Yep, totally buried. That was in response to someone say, TNA got their champion squashed at WrestleMania. Great partnership. LOL. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of those.
Yeah, I did.
Those geniuses. But if you look at any smart person in the wrestling business, they will all say, the same thing. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Like, this is the biggest thing to happen in the history of TNA, maybe. Shit, what is this? Whoa. Hang on. During a recent appearance on Busted Open, Hendry dropped a major tease, hinting a top WWE name could be making a surprise appearance at Rebellion. We don't need to say who it is, but I know you, Tommy, know exactly who I'm talking about, because this person told me you already had a conversation. You're wondering who might show up at Rebellion? One of WWE's megastars, the kind that travels with their own tour bus. Told me they want to bring that bus to Rebellion. Oh, fuck.
Oh. John Cena.
Jesus. Seriously, how many people have tour buses?
I don't know. There probably ain't many.
Holy shit. Does AJ have a tour bus?
I don't know. He might.
Oh, man. Wow. Well, that's a good ending, I think, for us, unless you have anything else.
No, I wish I did. I don't really have much this week. Again, TNA really, the collaboration with TNA and WWE, they're making
insane.
Really much. I mean, TNA really don't have to bank the news. It's kind of being made for them. That's what the positive of this relationship has been so far.
Totally. I mean, also, if anyone missed it, the pop was insane. Go check out his, just the beginning of the video. I can't play it right now because we're on two different things. Gary's a goddamn mess with this whole recording system, but that's a different story. And okay, we're going to cut this off nice and early, 42 minutes around there. And we'll be back for what? After Rebellion or before? One more show we got.
Yeah, I think it's would be like a Rebellion preview, or is it Rebellion show 27th?
Yeah, we don't know what's happening this week other than the one match with they announced a tag match with Hendry and Elijah versus Paige and Kazarian is set for this week.
Yeah, I think it's a Rebellion preview we'll do. Plus,
yeah, so I'm thinking too. So it might be just that one match, then they talk about Rebellion, and then they talk about Unbreakable.
Yeah.
But we'll find out. That's it. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for the comments and whatever else and the likes, and peace.